Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and this is my bestseller presentation on The Wedding People. The Wedding People is Alison Espach's third novel that she has ever written. The story follows Phoebe Stone, a recently divorced professor due to an affair that her husband was having. She ends up at the Cornwall Inn, a luxury inn that she had planned on going to with her now divorced husband. However, as she arrives, she learns that everybody in the inn is there for a wedding. Everybody but her, at least. However, this isn't much of a problem for Phoebe, as she only plans to spend one night at the inn before ending her life. After a chance encounter with the bride Lila, Phoebe reveals her plan to end her life to her. The bride begs her not to, as it will ruin her wedding week, and she has sunk a lot of money into it. In the end, Phoebe fails to go through with her plans, and with a second lease on life, slowly becomes a part of the wedding and gets to interact with Lila, the groom, Gary, and the ensemble of various other family members who have all come together for the wedding. The Wedding People appeared on New York's Times bestseller list on August 18th, 2024, and won the 2024 Goodreads Choice Awards, where it was voted as the best novels for readers' favorite fiction. In my personal opinion, this novel is nothing short of amazing. It is written in such a way where every line feels very emotionally raw and human. Espach does an amazing job writing the introspective moments for Phoebe and is the driving force behind a very large chunk of the novel. She doesn't shy away from using obscene or raunchy language. She says it how it is. We get to see even the most twisted and messed up thoughts from Phoebe. We also get to see her be reborn into this new person, as the people at this wedding seem to breathe new life into her. The other characters in the novel are also truly well crafted. Each character helps Phoebe discover more and more about herself, which leads me to the dialogue in the novel. Alongside the introspective moments, the dialogue really shines through and stands out to me. It is a mix of casual conversation, dark humor, dry humor, and very outlandish moments. It is where a lot of the humor of this seemingly very morbid story shines through. There were times the dialogue would get a really visceral reaction out of me, which, in my opinion, is very telling of how well written the story is. Alongside all of this, the story has extremely well written emotional beats, moments that will make you put down the novel for a second and truly reflect on what you have read. There are a lot of life lessons that Phoebe learns on this journey, interlaced with all the dialogue and chaos of the novel, and it is truly a beautiful thing. If you couldn't tell already, I really love this novel. Never have I been so enthralled and engaged in a book before. I was hooked on its premise and couldn't stop until I needed to go to bed for work or had other obligations to fulfill. Each page, each page had my full attention and left me wanting more. The way it is written kind of reminds me of BoJack Horseman, with how cynical and depressing, yet thought-provoking and uplifting it can be at the same time. The strength of this novel lies in a couple of things, such as the dialogue and introspective moments, which I have already said are beautifully written. There is also the characters, who are extremely well crafted, complex, and not one dimensional at all. Seriously, everyone in this story could probably have their own spin off novel, with how much care and attention is given to each of them. Another strong point of the novel is its use of descriptors and imagery. Since the novel setting takes place in an affluent location, Espach does a really amazing job describing the setting and really immerses you into the world. As for the weaknesses, there are times where the subject matters at hand may be a bit too raunchy or sexually explicit for some, but besides that, I wouldn't really have a clue of any other weaknesses, to be quite honest. And if you couldn't tell already, my answer would be a resounding yes. If I were you, I would go purchase a copy of this novel as soon as you can. I've already gone through what makes the novel an amazing read for me, and I can promise you, you won't be disappointed in this book. The dialogue, the characters, the emotional beats all really come together to make this story an absolute masterpiece in my eyes. This novel reminds me of my work in the way that it is told through a third person limited perspective, following Phoebe throughout the story and her struggles in trying to find herself. If I'm being honest, I picked this novel on a whim, not really understanding what I was getting into. I thought it was just going to be some cheesy rom com based off the very vague description given by the New York Times. but it ended up being so much more than I had expected. As a writer, I really enjoyed the introspective moments of the story and how well crafted it was. In the future, I would really love to write in a way that makes my character feel as real as Phoebe did to me while I was reading this story. The characters were also another high point for me. Each character felt complex and complete, as if the story could suddenly shift to their perspective, and I would still be completely hooked. It made me want to make sure the characters that I write have as much depth and complexity as those in this novel. Thank you for watching my presentation. I really do hope you consider reading this novel over the summer.